Okay, folks, welcome to another episode of Digging History and Honoring the Sacrifice. Look, I'm just laughing because it's like you all don't realize that sometimes, we have to do these takes like 2 or 3 times, and I need to start saving some of these videos because they're going to make excellent blooper videos. I know that Mark and the team there at the West Virginia Library Channel have plenty of stuff that they could utilize for me and to make you laugh, and we need to do some of that. I'll tell you, craziest things happen sometimes. Cameras fall. Sometimes I'll stub my toe and say something I shouldn't say. But I'm very cognizant of the fact that I am on the air right now, and I am your host, James McCormick, retired United States Army captain. Very proud of that fact, and also a veterans advocate, and also an advocate for general peace and people. We've been able to work together to get along well. I love the state of West Virginia. I can live many places, folks, but I choose to live here. And when I retired, I came back home, and that transition was not easy. So I started an agriculture thing called Raising Cane Farms, which still exists today. And I actually worked with veterans in the agriculture industry, teaching them how to grow stuff or how to raise things, and just basically engaging in life. Wrote a great agrotherapy program back in 2010. We were really moving, and that's whenever a lot of the veterans to agriculture movement had not yet taken root. So I was one of the early guys, but I wasn't one of the first guys. Adam Burke, definitely from Florida. That guy gets the credit for that. And but if we want to go back even further, we started finding history where they were using beekeeping to help World War I returning veterans to deal with a career field. So it was all about a career field. We're going to teach you to be beekeepers because you can do that because there were a lot of people that were missing limbs from that war. And many of them went on to become very successful beekeepers and made a living out of that. In World War II, they raised the bees, raised the honey, the wax, the propolis, everything that was used by the bees for the war industry. It's pretty amazing. You ought to read up on the history of that. How important that bees were, that they actually, put signs on it that if you messed with these beehives, it was an act of sabotage. And, back in the day, if you were lucky, you went to jail. I mean, people generally would shoot you over stuff like that. So people didn't mess around at that time. But they also had a great thing called Victory Gardens, which really, when you look at the study of Victory Gardens, it started in World War I. So when I started looking at, the things that helped me, which was digging in the dirt, and which is what we do with Digging History, but also planting things, planting trees, making things, come to life. And not that I was doing it for a living, folks. It never was about a living. It was about living, not a living. You know what I mean? Not about making money. And it was about making myself feel worthwhile. And the, hundreds and now, into the thousands of veterans that we've worked with over the years, not with just that program with Raising Cane Farms, but also working with the Farmer Veteran Coalition and different things. But even those things started to get more geared towards business. And when you do agriculture, you do metal detection, or you do, whatever it is, horseback riding, all of these things, if it works for you, do it. But if someone starts to push you and, hey, I'm using this for therapy, let them know. Say, I'm here because I want to do this because of therapeutic value, not because I think I'm going to make a living at it. I think that there's a lot of pressure that's put on people that doesn't need to be there. And we need to go back to the days where we were teaching people, had to raise a victory garden, learn how to grow stuff that you yourself can eat and consume, can and preserve. All of these things, are very perishable skills. And in the meantime, what you found is that those families that were doing victory gardens and things like that, they're very depressed. We had lost 400,000 plus service members in World War II, folks. I mean, people were dying at alarming rates over the 4 Year War. So there was a lot of stress. And so growing the victory garden, working in the garden, doing those kind of things, it was part of the war effort. You were feeding yourself, and that took the strain off of farmers. So farmers could just focus on the war effort. So now what we're doing is just focus on, you know what I mean, grow a garden, raise some bees, or whatever it is that you decide to do. So that's where I kind of really got into veterans and helping veterans. And there's several veterans out there that will tell you, about the 2 o'clock in the morning phone calls that we sometimes get. And that happens, folks. It really does. And we answer the phone for each other because those of us that have been really involved in things, and dealing with the post traumatic stress, and we just got some love in our heart for people in general. We really don't want to waste our time on silly things. Social media. Some of y'all are watching this in the classroom right now. So there's some students that are watching this right now, and there's a lot of social media things out there. People are saying nasty things about people on Twitter and Facebook, and they're saying it's my right as American to do that. Well, okay, you want to be an insulting, bumbling idiot, you go ahead and do that. But at Digging History and Honoring the Sacrifice, we prefer to be mature, competent, and capable people that can have a civil conversation, without calling somebody names. And there's a lot of that going on under the guise of your First Amendment rights. And you politicians and you folks that are out there pushing this kind of garbage, you need to change the tune and you need to learn how to be civil again. And you don't like what I have to say, that's fine. They can always cancel this show if they wanted to. But I'm telling you, that's a fact in America. And that's the biggest issue that I'm dealing with fellow veterans and with people in general that are killing themselves because some jerk said something on social media or got a video or they beat somebody up and they all stood around and hold their cameras up. That's not a civil society. That is anarchy, that is chaos, that is unprofessionalism. And as somebody that hires people for very high-paying jobs, I will tell you, I will never give anybody a job if I catch them doing something silly and stupid like that. So, yeah, you can take that to the bank. And I won't take you metal detecting either. I'm just telling you. I only hang out with cool people, and so you cool people that are out there, give us a call sometime, and we'll go out and we'll do some stuff. So this is kind of part of the reason why we do this is we talk about things. We talk about history. We talk about the Point Pleasant River Museum. We talk about the West Virginia Cultural Center and all the cool things that we have. But we also talk about things that are important in life. So while I'm out there metal detecting, believe me, I'm working things out in my head. That's where I do most of my thinking at, is I'm walking around and looking around and metal detecting, and I'm listening to all the beeps and I'm watching the things. It gives me a time to unwind, because I work some, different jobs as well in addition to this. And I work in veterans advocacy, and I visit with these politicians and stuff and try to get things done. So I tell you this because I want you to understand that that's all part of my therapy is to stay busy, metal detecting, farming, it's not farming, it's gardening, it's horticulture. I don't care if you grow an apple tree or a tomato plant in a 5-gallon bucket, it doesn't matter. You do what makes you happy as long as it doesn't hurt somebody else. And I think that's the message I want to deliver today. And we have the fun that we have because we don't hurt other people. That was a job that I did when I was a soldier. And I was very effective at my job as a soldier. Anybody can go and do a 5-minute background check or research on James McCormick, and you'll see the Captain James McCormick Battle of Biop and all these other things. But that's not all of who I am or what I do. I'm a husband, I'm a father, I'm a grandfather, but above all things, I'm a humanitarian. And I truly believe in the power of peace and the power of love and the power of ability to be able to work things out. And I do believe that everybody has value. Everybody has value. Even the people that don't like me, you have value. You have children, you have families that love you. That's why I don't go out trying to look for ways to hurt people or to insult people. It is just the way of life at Digging History and honoring the sacrifice. So, without any further ado, folks, I want to get to the show, but just so as a reminder, if you're feeling depressed or you're stressed out, folks, call 988. It's 988. It's an emergency hotline that allows you to pick up the phone. It's non-judgmental people that are on the other line that are saying, hey, I'm here. Let's talk. Let's chat. Let's figure out how we can keep you from making the ultimate mistake. Look, I'm not even going to say the word. I'm going to say this, that I want you to hang around in this life, because every single one of you, I want you to have kids, I want you to have grandkids, and I want you to have a life beyond wherever you're at right now. If you're suffering, you're struggling, there's other things that you can do as well. You know, if you're in high school, you're in grade school, you're in junior high, and somebody's bullying you, picking on you, let me tell you, all you other students that are out there looking around, okay, you know what's going on. You be the superhero in that life. You be the person, the good person. You be the one that steps up and stops that by simply saying stop. We could do a lot if we just said stop. And if we just did things like put the cell phones away. Instead of videotaping somebody getting jumped on by 2 or 3 people, how about you put the cell phone down and you try to stop that mess? Be a real man. Be a real woman. Step in. Do the right thing. That's what life's about, folks. It's not about a constant in and out of insults that I see and that we all see playing across America on televisions, on social media, on X, on Twitter, or well, they call it X now, Rumble, or anything else that's out there. Because nobody really cares. Honestly, it's life is better than that. We need to learn how to be civil again. We need to learn how to be good people again. And that's why I'm having this little chat with you right now with Digging History and Honoring the Sacrifice. So, without any further ado, you're going to go see some cool things that I dug up out in the field. Enjoy it. And then we'll be right back for the closing of the show and to show you some of the cool stuff that we found today. So, thanks a lot. Remember, get up and get to digging, but go grab you something to drink, sit down, lock in, and watch the show. Okay, folks. See it? Yeah, baby. So I found this near the Battle of Monocacy. So I've got a piece of private property here. Oh, it's probably 2 miles from the actual battlefield itself, but what I have found is these battlefields, the private property around them are just treasure troves. It's a nice 3-ring bullet. Guaranteed fired in that battle. Man, you can't find it sitting on the couch. It's hard for you guys to tell here, but this is an old trench line. And I've just found a 3-ring bullet laying here, down about 3 inches. Yeah, we're in the right spot. Good spot. Good spot. I'm here with the Note to Micro Legend, baby. Okay there, Digging History fans. I'm out here again looking for coal camps. I got my Mothman River Museum t-shirt on here. Representing, baby. Alright, anyways, I got my first signal here. I think it's iron. But let's just dig it and find out. Again, we're out here with... Sorry about the camera action, folks. It's unavoidable sometimes. We're out here doing coal camp digging. So, a lot of coal mines operated in this area. So, there's a lot of stuff here. And it goes back, you know, I found a shielded nickel out here and a few other things out here. So, but I'm pretty sure this is iron. I can already see it. But I don't know what it is, so we'll dig it up anyways. And we'll see. And we'll both know. Ooh, okay, cool. Hey, look. It's that's a wedge. Okay, they use that to make fence posts. You know, that doesn't look like it's much, but you know, there's blacksmiths that use this still to this day, and it's pretty cool. All right, so I'm gonna put it in my backpack. Yes, because I'm carrying my backpack. There's lots of water with my gun, everything. It's unfortunate, but you just have to be ready, always. Snakes, people, animals, there's all kinds of stuff that'll hurt you. And don't make fun of my big hat here, okay? Because let me tell you, this is keeping the ticks off my head. And Bravo is continuously knocking things over because he is nosy. He is one nosy German Shepherd. Ain't that right, buddy? Look up here. Whoa, 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 whoa. Can't find us sitting on the couch. Get out and get to digging, folks. Okay, digging history fans. Remember I told you about the coal mine camps in some of the old cities. Now this is actually a cool piece of an old bowl. It's not that old, but it's made in Ravenswood, West Virginia. So I'll be able to look that up and see the history on that, but it was pretty heavy duty. Looks like there was a piece of a plate here as well. So these are all things that we look for, and of course there's some metal there, a little cup. So we've got stuff from the Civil War out here, you know, and this hill's kind of eroding, so stuff will be coming down, and we hope to find some things. I brought my lop cutters too to kind of cut some of this brush out of the way as I need, but you'll see some of it's really new stuff. But you know, I found Civil War breastplates and buckles and everything else out here too. So now some of it could have been from the battle, some of it could have been from, you know, the miners that was using it for equipment to go in and out of the mines, you know, because they go to war and they come back, and you know, they were mining in the 1800s, folks, so don't think that they weren't. And it was hard work. So anyways, we'll keep looking. There's the Fisher F75 with the 15-inch coil. There's a real nice shovel that I use right there, and this really comes in handy, folks. But you got to get the shorter version. I got a great big long one, and it's too heavy to carry around, so I'll let you know if we find anything else. All right, keep watching on Digging History. So I found this near the Battle of Monocacy. So I've got a piece of private property here. Oh, it's probably 2 miles from the actual battlefield itself, but what I have found is these battlefields, the private property around them are just treasure troves. Okay, Digging History fans, you see what that is right there? That's a shoulder scale. I used to wear those in the early part of the Civil War. I haven't found one of these in a while, but man, that's a cool find. I want to see if there's any more of it down in there. Let's take a look. Oh, look, folks, look. Oh, boy, look at that. Yeah, there's more of it down there. I think the whole thing is down there. The whole shoulder board is, yeah, there it is right there, another piece of it. You see that? It goes like that. Oh, yeah. Oh, look. Holy cow. Oh, my gosh. Oh, my gosh. That is awesome. That's a whole shoulder scale. Look. It went like this, and it went like this. And they wore it on top of their shoulders.
As the war went on, the soldiers were like, I don't want to wear this thing anymore. And they got rid of it. And I found it right here. Woo-hoo. That's almost as good as finding a belt buckle, folks. That's a freaking awesome find. Well, you know what I say. You're not going to find nothing sitting on the couch. You got to get out and get to digging. Do your homework. Get in shape. Let's go.
All right, folks. What do you think about all the cool finds? Well, now we're going to look at some of these cool finds that we found in the field. You know, they call me the bullet magnet for many reasons. I kind of got that title when I was in Iraq because it just seemed like they was always either shooting at me or throwing rocks at me. I don't know. But anyways, I was a bullet magnet, and out here metal detecting, it's no different. Looky here, folks, going out there and finding these 3-ringers like crazy. They're just popping up out of the ground. And I'm thinking, man, I wish that you were out there with me, because if you were, you could have been the one that found these bullets or these bullets right here. Look at that bad looking bullet right there, all mashed up. Probably hit another bullet, maybe in midair. Who knows? May hit a rock. I don't know. Another bullet. Check it out. Found this cool round ball right here. And when you find a round ball, nothing says early Civil War like a round ball does. This is definitely not canister shot. This is fired from a musket. So there's 3, 4, 5. Found this really cool old small caliber round here. So, you know, when I look at that, I think, well, could that be Civil War? I'm going to say no. This is probably circa 1890, circa 1880, something like that. Small round, probably some person out there hunting. And then I found another bullet deep down in the ground right here. You know, was one of these similar to this one right here. But see the difference, the impact? The impact that bullet had, that's that old lead. And guess what? I'm getting the lead out of the ground, okay? About every bit of this lead I find near a stream or a river. You know, lead eventually leaches, and that's the kind of thing that happens. Found this small 22 bullet. So again, the bullet magnet. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 8 bullets in one setting. Obviously, you saw some of the other things that we found. Now, I found this little doodad right here. Okay, and you look at that and you think, what is that? Well, I found several of these in one area. And what these are internal keys for an accordion. So somebody had a squeeze box accordion out there. You know, they had a campsite. And so I'm finding bits and pieces of this accordion. But I found this cool thing, buckle right here. This looks like a suspender buckle, U.S. Army issue. I can tell that it is because it was this stamped brass like this. I mean, they were mass producing this stuff, and they were always breaking and falling off. And, you know, it says patented on there. And, you know, hey, I have to hold it out further and further each time so I can see it. So, but anyways, a cool find right there. So, I don't know. It says something else. It doesn't say patented. It says something else. I can't read it. So I apologize for that, folks. I don't have my glasses with me. The other 2 things that I found is you saw the shoulder board incident. Well, I found the backs to 2 shoulder boards out there, and they were very deep. So I'm going to go back to this area in a couple of days, and I'm going to dig down there because I think that was a trash pit. So I'd say it's just full of probably broken buckles and pieces, and but you know, I need more daylight hours to do that. That's my problem. I get out there and it's like, dang, I run out of daylight so quick. But these right here went on the shoulders, you know, shoulder boards. You saw the shoulder scales that I talked about, and there's a whole video on that as well. Part of the big hunt. But that's the finds that I had, you know, on this trip. But August has been really good for Civil War history. Found a really cool Matchbox car. Found some other stuff too. So, The point is it doesn't really matter what you find. What matters is that you go out there and you find your peace and you get some good exercise while you're at it, let me tell you. So remember I told you earlier in the year, I said, I'm going to lose 30 pounds. Well, I've lost 20 pounds. So I got 10 more to go. Rah, rah, rah. Wish me luck, folks. Never give up and never, ever forget that there are people out there that care about you and want you to live and want you to be around a long time. So don't you go do nothing silly like thinking nobody cares, because if you wake up this morning, if nobody told you they care about you, I care about you. And I try to say that every show because I want you, all of you students, if you're a student sitting in class watching this right now, you're being bullied, harassed, or harangued and stuff. Look, all you students that see this stuff going on, stop that nonsense. You're better than that. You know what I mean? Get out and do something cool. You don't have to be cool by, going up and videotaping, you hurting somebody. That stuff lasts with and will stick with you for a lifetime. I just saw a video where a guy approached his bully that he had in high school, and they were grown men at 20 years later, and he told, ratted him out. And the guy was a city council member, and it just embarrassed the crap out of him. And he resigned, from his position because of it. So think about the stuff you put on social media. Think about the things that you're texting. And for goodness sakes, folks, be good to each other. You only got one life to live. Don't end it quick, and don't run other people down a road that you don't want to be run down. Live your life accordingly and get busy, get off the couch, get to living life, and enjoy this beautiful, wonderful life that God has given us. Because I'm telling you, folks, it only goes around once, and it goes around quick. So while you're sitting there right now, maybe 16, 15 years old, understand that you're going to wake up real soon, and you're going to be 45 or 55 years old. And you'll realize that all of life has passed you by. So don't let that happen to you. And remember, folks, watch, share all of these things that you do with Digging History and Honoring the Sacrifice. And remember the West Virginia Library channel and all the other great shows that they have. Look at them, watch them. There's so many cool things on here, especially as it's related to history and learning, languages, and everything else. Man, it's just cool. History comes to life at the West Virginia Library channel. So thanks a lot, folks. Keep watching Digging History and Honoring the Sacrifice. And remember, a day out digging beats a day on the couch any day. Take care, folks. Have a great day.